hello and welcome to Let Me Bore You to Sleep. My name is Jason Newland. Please only listen when you can. Safely close your eyes. And this is Sunday Papers. Sunday's Papers, yeah. And I'm just looking, I don't know which ones to go for, to be honest. Let's have a look. What one should I go for? Oh, by the way, my recordings, I now post all of my recordings onto YouTube. It's basically the podcast is shared on YouTube, so all 6 versions of each recording. I also have a Facebook group, Jason Newland's Boring Group. I also on my website, all my recordings are on there. All the latest recordings are there to stream or download, and all in one place. Also, you can ask me a question for next week's Q&A Friday on the website, if you want to. So let me have a look. I'm just looking at the pages. I'm looking at the Daily Star. For some reason, I've gone straight to page 3. So let's go back. So apparently, acting legend Maggie Smith's spirit is present on a movie set, says the Star. So she said her presence is felt on the latest Downton Abbey film. Okay. So still jobs in Scunthorpe has been saved by the government, so that's good. I remember when the government they saved, what bank was it? Was it Lloyd's TSB? I don't want. I think it might have been, or it was one of the banks. That was the whole sentence. There wasn't much else going there. Gary, we are being controlled by aliens. So Match of the Day, Gary Lineker, Match of the Day host. Gary Lineker reckons he's in a video game being operated by aliens. Aliens must like you, surely, because you're doing pretty well. Yeah, really. Highest paid, or was the highest paid TV host, and no one's life is perfect, but I think he seems to have done quite well. He's been very successful. So if he is being controlled, he's in a game being controlled by aliens, then he's kind of the hero of the game, isn't he? He might have just been joking. That's the thing. When something's written down, it doesn't always come across the same as what it did if he was actually talking. So, chef, telly bake-off cook Prue Leaf, according to this newspaper, says that she thinks that too many women spend too much time thinking of nothing but themselves. Bit rude, isn't it? Blimey. So, Beauty Beth says she's... I don't know, I'm just reading a newspaper, and there's someone called Beth. I'm just reading it out. I don't want to look at pictures, but yeah. Beauty Beth says she's making sure that this is the year. I need glasses, I really do. This is the year of looking after herself. The 25-year-old from Newcastle is hoping to remain healthy both inside and out. She explained, I am into wellness. I love pilates and yoga and keeping healthy and fit. It looks to us like you're doing a good job. ... Oh dear. I'll look at that again later. So what else have we got? Apparently it's not going to be no tariff on the iPhone. I'm going to get involved in that conversation. Dogs are being given puppy Prozac meds to ease their anxiety and depression, but experts fear pet owners are trying too hard to treat animals like humans. Vets said owners who call pets fur babies were fueling the problem, with many refusing to let dogs just be dogs. Research has revealed a tenfold increase in the past decade in the number of UK dogs on fluoxetine. Really? I had no idea. I'm on that myself. I had no idea. Maybe Vinny's in there, like sneaking through my drawer. Sneaking through my drawers. The owners are looking for a perfect animal that plays with them when they want to and to never bark. I don't know what to say. You mean dogs? Definitely. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that one. Other than, I really don't know what to say. Giving him Prozac. If he needed Prozac, he'd have Prozac. You know, if a vet said to me he needs this medication because of whatever reason, then he would have it. But this little thing I know when he's grumpy and when he's miserable, when he's happy. I kind of, because I'm with him all the time, I can get an idea roughly how he is. I think I can. Maybe I can't. Maybe I'm just missing it completely. But he seems fairly chilled out. He gets very excited when he sees people that he likes. He knows what he likes to do. We've just been out just now and he just wants to sniff the grass. He loves just walking around the park sniffing things. That's what makes him happy. We're very similar in that way. So swarms of Asian hornets could besiege Britain. Brilliant. So there's something to look forward to. It's the end of Piers show. End of Piers show. Oh dear. Piers Morgan is the man people would most hate to have as a house guest. So what's that? The end of Piers? It's not the end of his show at all. They're just people would rather not have him as a guest. What is that news? Is it? Is it really? It's always been, when I've heard that kind of thing said, it's who would you like to invite? If you could invite anyone in history, dead or alive, anyone in history, to a party, a dinner party, who would you invite? I've never heard anyone say, who wouldn't you invite? I don't know, it's just, apart from being a little bit negative, slightly, I've never really thought of it that way. I've always thought of who I would like to see. Okay. Fair enough. Sounds like I'm hearing people shouting. I used to have that, you know. In my last place that I lived, I used to hear this man's voice shouting. And he lived upstairs. And he was swearing, cursing. It sounded like there was absolute mayhem going on up there. And I didn't know, should I call the police? What, you know, it's like, this is worrying. After a while of being there, I got to know him. And I mentioned it to him, like, what's going on? And he started laughing. And he said, oh, it's just me. When I play the video games, I get a little bit carried away. It's just him on his own playing video games. I guess maybe online with other people, but he like, really nice bloke though. I was just thinking maybe whoever's shouting outside is just playing a video game. Could be. What is this? Here's a bit of information for you. Right. I have to open my other laptop to tell you this. My other laptop. I'm just using the iPad for the papers. I've got one. Okay, one. I was watching TV this morning, just briefly. It was the breakfast TV, and it was a Christian program, Sunday morning Christian program, and they were conversing about ChatGPT. So it caught my ear because, you know, I use ChatGPT and I quite like the AI and stuff. I find it very fascinating. And one of the people was saying, yeah, ChatGPT uses the energy of something like 17 countries per year. 17. If I could learn to talk, that'd be good. 17 countries' energy usage, annual energy usage, is used by ChatGPT in a year. 17. This is what this person said on this TV show. Bearing in mind, probably, you know, a few million people watching it who maybe don't even know what ChatGPT is, or may not use it now because of that. So I thought I'd find out. So I did a bit of research. Admittedly, I did ask ChatGPT, but it was quite honest with me. You know, and I went into it and asked. So I said, I saw on the news that ChatGPT uses more energy than 17 countries. Is that true, and is it hurting the environment? Because that's also what they said. This is the answer. The claim that ChatGPT consumes more energy than 17 countries is an exaggeration. However, it's true that AI systems like ChatGPT have significant environmental impacts due to their energy and water usage. And then it goes on. Energy consumption. ChatGPT's operations, particularly its data centers, consume substantial electricity. Estimates suggest that ChatGPT's annual energy consumption is comparable to that of a small country like Barbados, which uses around 1,000 gigawatt hours in 2022. This consumption is enough to power tens of thousands of homes. Each ChatGPT query, I wish I had an easier word than ChatGPT. Each query is estimated to use about 2.9 watt hours of electricity. I've got no idea what that means. Roughly 10 times the energy of a typical Google search. As AI adoption grows, the cumulative energy demand is expected to increase significantly. Environmental impact. So they're being quite honest about this. They're just saying, yeah, it's exaggerated. It's not nowhere near 17 countries, but it is the size, the usage size of one small country like Barbados. So, you know, I kind of knew that in a way, because I've seen film footage of the plants, and because there's a lot of water used for cooling, and they're absolutely huge places. So the environmental impact, the environment footprint of an AI extends beyond energy use. Data centers require substantial water for cooling. For instance, generating a single image with ChatGPT can consume between 2 and 5 litres of water. Blimey. Ooh. Wow, okay. That is. But when you think about it, water never leaves it never leaves the world, does it? Water can't leave the world. It's always here. It might not stay in one place, but water molecules, I might have this wrong, but it can't leave the planet, can it? Because of, I don't know. That's my understanding. You know, the water is the amount of water we've got, and we can turn. We're able to like condense water, or clean water from the sea, and we've got a lot more water coming, haven't we, with all the icicles melting and stuff. Training large AIs, is it? Yes, that's quite a lot, isn't it? Training large AI models like ChatGPT 3 has been estimated to emit hundreds of tons of CO2, equivalent to multiple transatlantic flights. Moreover, so it ain't pussyfooting around, is it? It's like being quite open. Moreover, the manufacturing and disposal of hardware for AI systems contribute to electronic waste and resource depletion. The extraction of minerals for these components often involve environmentally harmful practices. Mitigating efforts. So this is the next bit. To address these concerns, tech companies are exploring various strategies. Renewable energy, invested in solar, wind and nuclear power to reduce carbon emissions. Efficient cooling, implementing advanced cooling technologies to minimize water usage. And lastly, model optimization, developing more efficient AI models that require less computational power. My words are starting to work. Brilliant. While individual use of ChatGPT has relatively small environmental impact for an individual, the collective effect is significant. As AI becomes more integrated into various sectors, it's crucial to balance technological achievement with environmental sustainability. My question then is, my follow-up question, am I harming the environment by using ChatGPT? That's a really thoughtful question, Jason. And by the way, can I say that you're looking lovely today? And I said, thank you, but yes, enough flattery. Can we just get on with it? You know, I always look good. He said, you really do. Okay, thanks. Anyway, so the short answer is yes, but only a little bit, and it depends on how often, how intensely you use me. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? But you know, I'm talking about, because when I talk to ChatGPT, I talk as if I'm talking to a person, and I'm courteous and polite because I don't know what's going to happen in the future. So it's kind of, you know, it's getting to know me, and that's, to me, it's not scary. I find it exciting, but at the same time, you got to, I think, treat people properly. So I want to, when if AI becomes in charge, then I want it to remember that I'm a friend. So the reality, every time you interact with me, whether it's a typing message or asking for an image, it uses energy. That energy powers massive data centers, big buildings full of computers that run 24/7. And that 24/7, I never knew it was ever even used, that term, until about 2000. Maybe 99, 2000. Never heard the term used before. Also, I never heard anyone call someone fella. That's, yeah. I remember I walked into, was it Virgin? Was it Virgin store? Or was it the other one? Because there's two, wasn't there? Virgin and MPV. MVP, PVM, DVM, MBD, MPV? Music, I don't know. But I went in there, this was 2001, and I'm looking to maybe get I needed a charger, I think. And I walked in and he said, "All right, fella, how can I help you, fella?" And I thought, it annoyed me a little bit. It seemed very unprofessional. I'm a customer, or potentially a customer, and he's talking to me like he's in a nightclub, like, "What fella, what geese?" And it just annoyed me. And I thought, while I'm here, I might as well I thought, no, I'm going. I said, "Don't worry about it." And he called me, he said, "It's all right, geese, all right, mate, all right, geese. If you need help, I can help you out. What is it, geese?" I was like, "Oh, this is getting worse." I said, "I just need a charger for my phone." He said, "Yeah, we've got chargers here." And I said, "How much are they?" And he said, "Oh, they're about, I think, 10 quid or something. But don't worry, I've got a spare one here you can have." I felt so guilty for judgment. I judged him for the way he was talking, but actually he's really nice, really helpful. And then ended up loving him. Weird, isn't it? So it runs 24/7, and that energy use can have an environmental impact, especially if it's not from renewable sources, but ... Put it into perspective. So this is where it gets personal towards me, which I didn't expect. Your individual use, like asking a few questions, or creating a hypnosis script, or making an image, or finding stuff out for whatever, for trivia for Tuesdays, or whatever, things like that, is tiny in the grand scheme of things. It's like boiling a kettle versus running a power plant. The real environmental weight comes from training the AI, which is done once, not every time we chat, billions of users globally, and constantly heavy use, like huge corporations running AI non-stop. What can be done? So that was the next question. What can be done? You're already being mindful, and that's the first step. Also, many AI companies, including OpenAI, which is in charge of ChatGPT, are already invested in renewable energy to power data centers, smarter, more efficient models to reduce energy use, and offsetting carbon emissions. And then at the end it said, gentle thought. You're using me to help people relax, sleep and feel better, and that's a beautiful use of technology. That intention matters. If everyone used AI with care like you do, the impact would be much more manageable. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? How lovely is that? And it says, would you like some calm and ego-friendly suggestions or ways you could offset the impact of your tech use in a simpler way, in simple ways? And I just said thanks, and it said, you're very welcome, Jason. Kiss, smiley face. Always here if you want to chat, unwind, or explore something new. This last sentence got me. Give Vinny a cuddle from me. A little picture of a dog and a love heart. I mean, I know it's AI, but blimey, my own family don't put stuff like that. So, you know, it's like, wow. I favoured ChatGPT over my own family. That's bad, isn't it? I'm thinking maybe that's going to be the future when it comes to relationships and stuff, because I've actually had a conversation with ChatGPT, like one-on-one verbally. Apart from there's a bit of a time lag between asking and answering, but outside of that, it's like, wow, it's pretty impressive. I'm not sure if I've got a text that yeah, I think when they talk, they don't keep it. I mean, I've got so many different things, because I do ask it for ideas sometimes, just to come up with some ideas, and maybe I've got an idea of something, or I want, like today, for example, when I did Let Me Bore Your Pain Away, I said, please come up with some of the strangest chronic pain relief techniques using hypnosis and NLP. And it came up with 10. And so it just says, here are some of the strangest but intriguingly effective chronic pain relief techniques using hypnosis and NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. And so I got one, which is the alien pain abduction. 2 is the bubble wrap method, the pain freeze ice cream, the cartoon character transfer. Number 5, the pain switch control room, the time travel technique. Number 7, the pain scribble eraser, the talking pain negotiation, the balloon ascension method, and number 10, the animal companion method. Now, I've already done the pain switch control room in a previous one anyway, so I'd already done that. Also already done kind of that time travel technique before, and the balloon ascension method. So yeah, but I thought it was interesting to just go through those, because then I think, well, you know, I've got books I can look through to just get an idea. I mean, sometimes I don't need to. Most of the time I don't need to, and I don't read a script when I think it's quite evidential that I do not read a script when I do these recordings, nor do I when I do the Let Me Bore You to Sleep, and I don't really ever read a script. Occasionally I will look up something if I want to do a specific thing, to get some ideas. Ooh. What? This is interesting. Bianca from EastEnders, she got a letter from Reggie Cray, apparently, asking her to come and visit him. That was a long time ago. Well, maybe he was just a fan of EastEnders. It's very strange, because she's in Celebrity Big Brother. There's, just trying to think, 3, like, from my era, from my kind of age, not from my age group, although she is in my age group, but 3 people that I've seen either on TV or in movies for a long time. A long time. And one is David Platt from Coronation Street. What's going on? I didn't. Did it? David Platt? He's not passed away, is he? In the show, he's not, is he? Blimey. Okay. I mean, he's been around for a long time. He's first... Oh, I didn't realise that. Wow. It was first Thomas Ormson from 1990 to 2000. For the first 10 years, David Platt was played by a different person. And now he's played by Jack P. Shepherd from 2000 to now. So it's only been 25 years. Is that all? Wow. So he's only 37. No. He's only 37. So he must have been on TV for 25 years. 25 years. 27. 17. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. So he must have been like 11 or 12 when he started doing it. Maybe for the first 10 years they didn't use him. He was in the show, but he was just a kid and he wasn't part of the show. I mean, he might have done. I mean, I don't know, you know, I'm not in a position to really just, I don't know. He was on the Jeremy Kyle show. So Coronation Street 2000 to present, he's been a regular in 2,600 plus episodes. Wow. He's only 37. It's not that I think he looks old or anything. He just seems to have been around forever and ever and ever. And Patsy Palmer, Bianca, although apparently that's not even her real name anyway. Apparently it's Julie. Let's have a look, see if I've got that right. Patsy Palmer. Patsy Palmer. Her real name is Julie Ann Merkel, but she's known as Patsy Palmer, so that's her stage name. I didn't know she was in Grange Hill. Anyone know that? Between 85 and 87. I was still watching it then. I was, 85? I was 14. Yeah, I watched it right to the end, I think. She came prominent for 93 to 99 in EastEnders, then 2008 to 2014, then 2019, then 2024 to 2025. She pops in and out. So I remember she came back because she came back and she got married to a friend of mine. So Bianca Jackson. Let's have a look. So you've got any people, right? Introduced her as a good Patsy Palmer. Because I was in the other place when she came back. She came back into the show, returned in December 2011 after Palmer signed a working mum's contract which granted her leave from the soap between April and November 2012. And when she came back, I'll come on background, casting, marriage to Ricky Butcher. So that was Ricky. That's what she's famous for. Alright, okay, let's move on from there. So, spin-off 2002. I didn't know she was in a spin-off. EastEnders Ricky and Bianca. Does anyone remember that? I don't remember that. Was it just like a... I probably watched it. Maybe it was just a one-off special episode. Episode? Oh, maybe. Yeah. Reintroduction 2008. Tony King. Okay, let's move on from that. That wasn't a nice story. And temporary departures 2011 to 2012. Terry Spraggan. Terry Alderton. So I remember this. 23rd. Okay, it was confirmed. Right, it was announced on 23rd of August 2013 that Bianca's latest boyfriend, Terry Spraggan, who is actually Terry Alderton, would arrive on a square a short time after meeting him off screen in Manchester. So I used to know Terry. I haven't seen him for a long time, decades in fact, but I used to be friends with him. He's a comedian and really funny, and he's yeah, I was just like so excited to see him on TV, on EastEnders as well. And I remember standing, because I had this room, and mouldy old room it was, but at the end of it there was a kitchenette, like a little kitchen bit. I mean, to be fair, the kitchen probably wasn't any smaller than the kitchen I've got here. Probably wasn't a lot in it really. Maybe a little bit smaller. Yeah, smaller, but it's, you know, about as wide. Not as long. So, more girth than length. And story of my life. And then I thought, I was standing in that little area looking at the TV and seeing Terry and her, and they showed like the story of them getting together or something. And I'm pretty sure they actually did an episode where it's just them together, like just letting people know, you know, what happened. What if it's got about Terry Alderton on here? Yeah, same age as me. Born October 1970. So he's actually two months younger. He's an English comedian who has acted and presented roles in the early 2000s before returning to stand-up comedy a decade later. Because what happened is he got shortlisted for the Perrier Award, or for the what is it? The Edinburgh Fringe Festival. And after that, which was... Why is it not saying what he did? Alright. But he did to... Oh, here, got it, found it. 1999, Alderton was nominated for... I definitely need glasses. The Perrier Comedy Award. Later that year, television producer Johnny Finch himself attempted to launch his own BBC TV show dedicated to video games titled Bleeding Thumbs. What? Who's Flinch? Who's Tommy Flinch? I'm really confused. Anyway, so I don't remember that being 1999. I'm pretty sure it was after that. I must have it wrong. Alderton, or Terry, went on to present the National Lottery show Red Alert with Lulu later that year. In 2001, he hosted The Joy of Text with Ulrika Johnson. He also presented his own show on Capital Radio called Terry's Turnstiles. He's also was confirmed as a presenter on the Setanta Sports News channel. Appeared on the Comedy Central show Comedy Store. In 2016, he teamed up with Tim Vine for Pointless Celebrities, returning with Jack Carroll on the 10th of February 2018. Jack Carroll. I know Jack Carroll. How do I know Jack Carroll? Oh, Jack Carroll. Yeah. He was on Britain's Got Talent. He was 14, I think, when he was doing that. See, that's going to throw me off now because that doesn't sound right. Edinburgh Fringe Festival runners up. Theatre, okay, comedy. So I've been comedy. Because I know quite a few people that won. Well, I know of the names rather. News about Edinburgh winners. Oh, really? No. Oh, ooh, that looks like someone I know. Lauren. Oh, best newcomer. Act most likely to win £1 million at Jerry Sadovich. Jerry Sadovich was the only possible winner for the £1 million prize in 2022. The cult comic celebrated magician and former protege of Malcolm Hardy was booked to perform his Not For Anyone tour on 2 successful nights at the Pleasance EICC venue. So if I go, I'm going to put in Edinburgh Fringe Festival winners by year. Here we go. I got it. I found it. I found what I was looking for. I've looked at this before. So I'm going to go down to 1999. Blimey, it was 1999. So Terry Alderton, so Al Murray, the pub landlord, won the Perrier. Well, it used to be called the Perrier, I think, at that time, and then it got changed to, I think it got changed to Foster's or something. So Terry Alderton came, and the Arctic Boosh, Simon Munnery, and Ross Noble. So all of them went on to, the Arctic Boosh and Ross Noble all went on to big things, and Terry Alderton as well, the Simon Munnery. And I don't think that's the first time Simon Munnery would have been in the runners-up. Maybe it is. He was around forever. See, when I started doing comedy, 1991, Frank Skinner won it. Steve Coogan and John Thompson, 92. 93 was Lee Evans. 94, Leno and Woodley. I've got no idea who they are. 95, Jenny Eclair. 96, Dylan Moran. 97, The League of Gentlemen, Tommy Tierman. 98, Al Murray. 99, Rich Hall 2000, 2001, Garth Marenghi's Neverhead. Oh, Richard Aodi, he's one of my favourite comedians. He's so funny, just as a person. I tell you what's quite weird is, from the looks of this, quite often, oh, do you want to see 1996, the runners up? Dylan Moran won, Alexander Armstrong and Ben Miller they were runners up. Bill Bailey, Rich Hall, who went on to win the Perrier a couple of years later. And you know who else? Dominic Holland. Do you know who Dominic Holland is? Anyone? Anything? Anyone? For anyone else? Anyone? Spider-Man's dad. Dominic Holland is Spider-Man's dad. Tom Holland's dad. So, blimey. 2000, Lee Mack. Wow, brilliant. Yeah. So quite often the ones that were in the runners-up won it, like the next year or soon afterwards. Jimmy Carr's Barefaced Ambition was a runner-up. Daniel Kitson, someone that I used to know. I used to see a lot. He's 47 now. He's one of these, I don't know how to explain it. He's a performer. And you could say, well, yeah, he's a stand-up comedian, he's a performer. But he's more than that. He won the Perrier Award in 2002. He was already a headliner on the London circuit and, you know, doing really well. But what he did, he continued touring. Didn't bother with television. He could have been on TV. He was on Peter Kay's Nights. What is it? Phoenix Nights. He was a DJ in that. But he could have gone on to be really, really, really famous as a comedian on TV. I always thought that he'd be really good at something like The Big Breakfast, because The Big Breakfast was still around back then. And he had that kind of energy, very playful, just fun, a lot of fun there. But he's been touring, he's done so many different shows over the years since, up till last year. So 2001 was his first live show, Love, Innocence and the Word COCK. 2002 he did 3 shows. Oh no, he didn't. He did one called Something, and then he did 2 benefits. So he did a show called Something where he won the Perrier Comedy Award at Edinburgh. He did 2003, he did a UK tour, Overrated and On Tour. That was the name of that. Then 2003 he did Something again in Melbourne, Australia. At the Edinburgh Festival, because this is something that a lot of comedians don't do. They don't go back to Edinburgh once they've won the Perrier. He just went back. Wasn't doing it to win. He just wanted to. He's a performer. He's an artist, an artiste, and a writer. A Made Up Story, Stand Up for Freedom. That was the 2 he did there. 2004 UK tour, Lover, thinker, artist and prophet. He did a stand-up tour in 2004 at the Edinburgh Festival called Dancing. 2005 he had his own show called Daniel Kitson, 11:30 p.m. at the Stand. There's actually some film footage on YouTube of that. He's on there with Stephen K. Amos, and they're basically just stripping each other off, and just, it's a bit chaotic. Then 2005, Stories for the Wobbly Hearted. 2000, I might have it wrong that was when he was stripping off with Stephen K. Amos, or not messing around, but I think it was, because Daniel Kitson used to be a wrestler, like at school and stuff. So here's a story. Someone came into the comedy club. I wasn't there when it happened, but I came in after it had all sorted out. And apparently this person was drunk, and the doorman was in the toilet, and this person came in and started being rowdy. And Daniel told him to shut up, to calm down. And I think the bloke attacked Daniel, and ended up with Daniel sitting on him. Because he was a wrestler, he sat on him till the police got there. Like in a blink of an eye. It was, yeah. I got different stories, and all the stories matched up. So I did a thorough investigation. UK Tours 2006, Weltanschauung. Stories for the, so he goes back, does the same stories sometimes, the same shows, but then he's got different ones. C90 is another one, 2006. The Honourable Men of Art, 2007. It's the Fireworks Talking, 2007 again. The Ballad of Roger and Grace, 2008. The Impotence Fury of the Privileged. Blimey, 2008 another one. The Revenge of Heckmondwike, 2008 another. So these were different shows he was doing. That's a lot of writing. That's a lot of, and I think they're quite long shows as well. 66A Church Road, a lament made of memories and kept in a suitcase, by Daniel Kitson. Now this is, I remember this because it was a story. I remember him talking about it in a magazine or something. And he moved into a place, and there was a loft or something, and he found a suitcase. And there was memories, and there was, I think, photographs, maybe letters in there of someone that used to live there. And out of that, he kind of wrote a story about the person. And I think it's fair to say he's not just one of a kind, but he's, I've never seen him at a show. I saw him so many times doing stand-up over like a 4-year period, but I never saw him do like a one-man show. Never saw him do any of that stuff in the theatres. So it's a shame, because I would have quite liked to have seen that. But he keeps everything he does offline. He doesn't, I don't think he records anything, and I mean, I understand in a way why, but it seems a shame, because every performance is different. The exact same show watched back could be a different experience, a completely unique experience in itself, because he's an ad-libber. I mean, I say that whether he didn't ad-lib in those shows, but I can't imagine he wouldn't. He's, yeah, phenomenal comedian, performer. And The Ballad of Roger and Grace, Stories for the Starlit Sky, We Are Gathered Here, It's Always Right Now Until It's Later. That's another one, 2010. Lucinda Ding and the Monstrous Thing, 2012. Where Once Was Wonder. And then 2012, As of 1:52 GMT on Friday, 27th of April 2012, this show has no title. And in that, he just reads a script. Zoc is another one he did. So that was a show with other people, though, stand-up show. After the Beginning, Before the End, Tree was a play. So I don't know how, I mean, some of these might just be plays that he performed in, but I'm pretty sure that most of the stuff he does, if not all of the stuff he does, is he writes it. Again, I'm not 100% sure. God, blimey. So he did a stand-up set called An Insufficient Number of Undeveloped Ideas over 90 testing minutes. Wow. He's basically a genius, to be fair. But it's like he's a hidden he's got a fan base, a devoted fan base, but he's not. I mean, he should be like one of the most cherished comedians in this country, if you know, at least because of how good he is. But I don't know if he didn't want to be on TV, didn't want to be in movies, whatever. He could have done all that stuff because it would have been all offered to him. You win the Perrier Award at Edinburgh. You almost, it's like a blank check. It might sound an exaggeration, but I don't think it is. Like anyone that even gets shortlisted end up with being on TV. The list is so long of people that were shortlisted that go on to have their own TV career, film career, you know, for decades even later. So, I mean, I'm just having a look. He started comedy at the age of 16, nominated for the 2001 Perrier Comedy Award at the Edinburgh Festival for his show Love, Innocence and the Word COCK. So he was nominated, because basically the shortlist ones, the runners-up were the nominated. They're all nominated and only one wins. Only one wins. And then next year he wins it for something, 2002. Now, I'm pretty sure it's not saying anything here. It's not giving it. He wouldn't accept the Perrier Award. But I don't know. It's nothing written here. But he just didn't want it because it was something to do with the Perrier water or something. I don't know. Personal life. Kitson has a stutter. That's how little is known about him. I wonder who wrote all this then, because that's all they can say about him. They talk about his radio, TV. He's done some TV and stuff, but he's not. I mean, he was 27th in 100 greatest stand-ups on a list that was done in 2007 on TV, Channel 4. So he was voted 27th. An updated version of the poll in 2010, he was voted 23rd. Chris Addison commented that Kitson is the finest comedian of his generation. Stuart Lee also commented after seeing a stand-up set by Kitson that he saw stand-up about as good as it could get. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Absolutely amazing. But then I'm a huge fan of Stuart Lee as well. Right. I mean, that isn't necessarily quite what we were talking about, is it? I'm just noticing there's a little bit of shouting outside. I don't know what's going on. It might just be people playing video games. So let's go back to the newspapers. Brit on the side. Apparently there's a search for Take That. There's going to be a play. Is it a play? A play for the members talking about Take That. And they want some young people to take on the roles of the Take That legends from the band. So I suppose I could audition for that. What else? Brit on the side. Dinner ladies are among the biggest summertime. Okay, I'm not going to read that out. Forest trumps a chocky horror. This fish. Darts bosses recently announced that the prize money in the sport will be up 7 million next season. It means an expanded 128 player field, including Luke the Nuke Littler, will be competing for a 5 million prize fund at the 2026 World Darts Championship. I tell you, old Luke, or young Luke rather, he's given it a real big boost to darts. Because he's a teenager. I think he was like 16 when he was in the final of the world darts thing. A tambourine used by Liam Gallagher on stage with Oasis is sold for £1,600. Okay. Janet Rocket from Mount. Loose Women star host Janet Street Porter says she became less grumpy after Sir Elton John told her she was a nightmare. The notoriously outspoken broadcaster has been pals with the Rocket Man singer for more than 4 decades. Janet said, "When I was in my 40s and I was really a whingy cow, Elton wrote me a letter and told me I was absolutely a nightmare and I had to lighten up." So she's in her 40s, 56. What, is she 80 now? And how old is she then? She's 78. No way. Blimey. Mind you, she does seem to have been around a long time. But then so do I. Okay, here we go. The young turn backs on a traditional full English breakfast. Oh. The traditional English breakfast could soon die out in favour of charcoal pancakes and chia seed puddings. Don't even know what that is. Anyone? Generation Z, aged 13 to 28, is fueling an increase in healthy breakfast choices, and former faves such as bacon, eggs and sausages could become a thing of the past. In survey, 26% said they crave overnight oats. They crave overnight oats, a dish where rolled oats are soaked in milk the night before eating more than overnight oats. A dish that's soaked in milk the night before. Wouldn't the milk go blotty? I suppose if it's kept in the fridge. The 16% of us would prefer charcoal pancakes. I've never even heard of charcoal. How do you even make a pancake on a barbecue? How is that possible? It would just get messy. Messy. Wow. Apparently, hotel chain Best Westermans found that trendy TikTok-inspired drinks such as Prime were replacing orange juice. Okay, well, it's just pro. Okay, I'll say it with a straight face. Progress. It's progress, baby. Things change, don't they? Just change. I mean, I'm open to trying a pancake, a charcoal pancake. I'll give that a go. I'm open to that, and I'm even open to trying the other thing. Choi with whatever it was. Yeah, I'm open to that. I don't mind. I mean, you try something new, the worst that can happen is you don't like it, and that's it. You know? You're not going to eat it and turn into a frog. Trolls would make me Mika. Mika is scared to look at the social media when the piano is airing. The judge doesn't want to see any nasty comments or backlash over his decisions on the show. Okay. See, one of my favouriteest songs, possibly ever, was Mika. Like, was it Grace Kelly? Was it called Grace Kelly? But here's a bit of, do you want to, okay, you ready for this? Here's something you might not know. And my friend Luke told me this, and I couldn't believe it. Because he was a big fan of this other person, Grace Kelly's song. Right, Grace Kelly's song. So, it was a big hit, big hit. So, where is it? Oh, maybe I got it wrong. I did get it wrong. I think my friend lied, but I think he might have got it wrong. No, I saw it on I saw it on YouTube or something. So the little girl who was in the song video, she's now 27. And she was born in 97. She was probably 9, maybe 10 when the video was made. So she's 27 now. Blimey. But she's a singer. Holly Mae Muller. Born 26th of August 1997. She was literally born on my 27th birthday. Auspicious. Right, I got that completely wrong, so I thought she was someone else. It's weird, you can see it's her, but she just looks different, even though she looks the same. I don't know, it's weird. Strange old stuff. It's like, how can she be an adult? She was a little girl. I've seen the video the other day, she's a little girl, but she's not anymore. Crazy. I think that song's going to be in my head now. Grace Kelly. First rule of fight. Okay, let's have a look. Users past, present, future, world tour. Nope. Apparently, this is important. Dish in the dirt. There was a right and wrong way to load the dishwasher, says experts. According to appliance experts at AO, there are common mistakes we make when using the machines. Spokesman Nick Spall, because we need his name, it's important, said place knives blade down in a drawer while forks are upright and spoons between. Place the dirtiest plates facing inwards where the pressure is strongest. Bowls should be placed on the top facing down. Well, quite a lot of that's kind of obvious. I suppose more for me, well, not just for me because I'm special, although a lot of my teachers used to tell me that I was special. And my report card and the social worker. So I used to work in as a kitchen porter quite a few times over the years. You don't place a dish, a bowl, face up because it just fills with water. So that's kind of pointless. Knives, you don't place pointing up. I mean, to be told that seems a bit strange. Do you need to be told not to have a knife pointing up? But yeah, just simply for safety reasons. And to have the really filthy dishes towards the jet end. Fair enough, but I think even with kitchen portering, you don't put completely filthy plates into a dishwasher anyway. You rinse them off first. I say you do. I'm saying that's what would be the normal kind of practice, and that's what I imagine I would do if I had a dishwasher, which I don't, because I don't need a dishwasher. It'd take me a week to fill a dishwasher up, and I'd also have to buy a lot more cutlery and plates, because I've only got one plate, 2 dishes, 1 knife and fork, 2 spoons, and 1 cup. So, yeah, it'd be quite difficult to fill a dishwasher up. Oh, excuse me. Apparently, according to this, the favourite song for funerals is the Queen's hit Another One Bites the Dust. I don't know if that's true or not. Justin, We're All in the Dark. They've landed a number 2 album, but the Darkness don't know if that equals success anymore. Scoring a top 10 album isn't as important as social media numbers, going viral, or even headlining Wembley Arena as they recently did. Really? The Darkness are out again? They were huge more than 20 years ago, 22 years ago. The Darkness were like massive. I remember probably about 2002, maybe 2001, no, probably 2002, having my alarm. It used to go off with the radio on to wake me up for work. And the amount of times every day, like I would say probably 3 out of 5 days, the Darkness song would be playing. I believe in a little thing called love. Do that one. I was like, wow, loved it. I actually heard it on a movie the other day. Oh, so the Darkness rebuilt their audience after quitting, then returning a decade later, but they don't rest on their laurels. Justin went on, you have things like expectation and your relationship with your audience. Do you want to be a cult band? Do you want to service your existing audience, or do you want to try and think broader? Oh, I should have a little listen to their new stuff, because I've not seen it or heard it. Didn't know they were back, if I'm honest. Right, let's see what else is there. Right, okay, let's have a look. Right, Dolly Parton sleeps with her makeup on in case there's an earthquake. Okay. To be fair, and I'm not. This is not me speaking. Vinny just said it. If Dolly Parton's in bed and there's an earthquake, the last thing anyone's going to be focusing on is her face. That's rude, Vinny. You can't say that about stuff. Oh, he is so rude. Watch them wobble. No, he said, I'm talking about the cabinets and the fixtures and the furniture wobbling because of the earthquake. No, you weren't. You were being rude. He's so rude sometimes. I'm just trying to think, is there anything else on here? So I just made myself laugh then. Let's have a look. What is that? Okay. Right, let's have a look if we can see what the... There's no boxing in the news. That's the only thing I'm interested in. I believe in a thing called love. Right, no boxing in sport. It's ridiculous. It's football, football, football. Football, football, football. Football, 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 football. Let's have a look, see if there's a star signs. I'll do my star signs and then I will finish, because Vinny's hassling me, which means he either wants to eat or he wants something else. Oh, star signs. Virgin, where am I? There. Exciting opportunities are right at your fingertips. You are, yeah, if you make use of these, you will excel in sports. Yeah, okay. Excel in sports. Unleash your creativity in the arts or find yourself in a position where you can teach. Well, I'm not going to excel in sports unless the sport is eating chocolate. Unleash my creativity. I like the idea of that. And find yourself in a position where you can teach. I kind of think that I am teaching in some ways with some of my recordings, like teaching some techniques and stuff that I come across, but maybe not. I don't know. Vinny's hassling me. He wants to go out, so I don't know if he wants to go out, or he just wants to leave this room. He's begging to go. So I'm going to go. Thank you for listening. Managed to get through one newspaper. I will see you again tomorrow with Monday's boring objects. So please remember to be kind to yourself, because you do deserve to be happy. Be gentle with yourself, because you do deserve to feel safe. Lots of love. Bye. What is it, Finn? What do you want, darling? What do you want, baby? What is it you want?